everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how I get these PC, witchy, disheveled type of waves. You can call them grungy. I don't know really what to call this. This is basically my go-to hairstyle for every occasion because it's a nice messy hairstyle, which means it's really easy to maintain because you don't have to brush it ever. That's the vibe I'm feeling right now. What I will say is if you're wanting to see more of the mermaid kind of really soft, pretty curls that I wear sometimes where they're a little bit more smoothed out, that's also in this video because it's part of the process to get to this point. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. So if you want to see how I got these disheveled, PC, witchy waves, then just keep watching. So here I am pre-PC wave situation. So how I do this is I like to recycle hairstyles is what I call it. I typically curl my hair so it looks super curly and voluminous and like fancy the first day, and then the next day it looks just like a little bit like PC and this messy vibe. So I'm gonna curl it today so you can see what the waves look like fresh. And then I'm gonna show you how I get the PC look and all that kind of stuff. And then tomorrow I'm gonna come back on here. Well, I mean, it's all in one video, but I'm gonna come back here tomorrow and show you what it looks like on day 2 so you can get a better idea of that as well. All right, so that being said, let's take this out so I can show you what I'm working with and we'll get started on this. So I washed my hair not yesterday, but the night before that. And I recommend if you have fine hair where curls fall out of it really easily, I would recommend doing this on second day hair. If you can't swing it because your hair gets really oily, I would wash your hair the night before and then curl it the next morning if you can. Just so your hair is a little bit dirty, just so it can hang on to some of that curl. So this is kind of what I'm working with. I have a lot of hair, but it is fine AF, like thin. And the trick for me, if you have this kind of fine, thin hair that has a hard time holding curl, what helps with me besides like coloring my hair, which is the #1 thing that helps me, having bleached hair, basically, even just highlights when I used to, like way back in the day when I got highlights for the first time, it just gave it enough to where when I curl it, it would hold, or it wasn't as oily and all that kind of stuff. So any sort of chemical treatment really helps me, especially with bleaching it. It's basically like turning into a troll. But also what helps is hair product. So you definitely can't underestimate hair product. Plus, before I curl my hair, or you curl your hair, or anyone curls their hair, I always recommend protecting your hair. So that can start when you get out of the shower. And for me, what I'm using right now, I will have everything I'm using in this video linked down in the description box for you if I can find these or something similar. But what I've been using for a very long time is this, well, this one used to be called something else. It used to be just a voluminous serum, and then they put it in this thing. The Pureology is Pure Volume Style and Care Infusion Fullness and Body. It's a serum and a cream in this, and it's like a thickening serum. And it already has a cream in it, but I mix it anyways with this Redken Outshine. I've been using this for years and years and years and years. I like the Outshine because it is a cream instead of a serum. So to me, it's not as oily. So when you have thin hair, if you're a thin hair ghoul out there, and you add serum to your hair, there is a fine line between too much and too little, and it's hard to achieve that in between. But with the Outshine, it's a cream, so I feel like there's no chance of putting too much in your hair. Like, it doesn't get too oily or greasy looking. It's just like, it's more of a cream. So I really like this Outshine. So if you've been looking for, it's an anti-frizz polishing milk. I love this stuff. I just put it on damp hair, make sure they're all saturated before I blow dry so they're nice and protected, and then I blow dry. And then my hair will feel like a whole different head of hair. If you have curly hair, what I would do is, one of my friends who has really curly hair, always when she does these curls, would flat iron her hair before curling it. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that's the right move. I'm assuming you could also go in and blow dry it with a round brush and just get really close to your roots and get it nice and smooth before you go in with a curling iron if you're wanting to do this style. That is the only advice I have to offer there because clearly my hair is a limp noodle. All right, so now that I babbled on for 5,000 years, let's go ahead and start curling it. So first of all, I'm gonna use this tried and true curling wand. I'm using the NuMe 3-in-1. I think this is the Titan 3 is what it's called. Comes with 3 different wand sizes. I'm using the biggest one because I want more of a wave eventually, where this one, the smaller one, makes more of a curl. So here's my tip on this. If your hair does not take curl very well and it likes to fall like a lot, I would use the smaller size wand, or even if it's really thick and really heavy. Because what's gonna happen is it's going to kind of like the weight of the hair will pull it down. If your hair is shorter, like to your shoulder and up, I'd go with the larger size curling iron. If not larger than this, you can even go. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is spray my hair. So I'm gonna do some protectant, even though I've already basically protected my hair before I went in with a blow dryer with all those products I just mentioned. I feel like you can't protect your hair enough, so here we go. I'm gonna use this Chi 44 Iron Guard. I've had this thing for literally 5,000 years. Once again, do they still sell this? I don't know, but I'm obsessed with this smell. I've used this for way too long. Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, you can bring her in. Come here, girl.
She's so nosy.
That's fine. Come here. All right, Neens is joining us because she was getting restless. I'm going to take a section of hair. I'm gonna start at the bottom. And this once again is gonna depend on how thick your hair is. If your hair is thicker, you're gonna wanna probably take smaller sections. If your hair is fine, like mine, you can get away with taking larger sections. Anyways, I'm gonna take basically this whole bottom section out. I'm not gonna do a perfect part because I can't see myself, but I'm basically just gonna take this whole back section, like nape area, and I'm going to clip the rest of the hair up. Take my claw, try not to clamp my scalp. All right, so for teasing, if you have thick hair and you're like, I don't need teasing, I don't need any volume, I'm maxed out with volume, that's okay. You can skip this part and go straight into the curling part. But if you have fine hair like mine, you wanna get some volume, this is still my favorite. I think I've used this in every hair tutorial I've ever done. This is the Big Sexy Hair Powder Play, volumizing and texturizing powder. So I kind of sprinkle it from, I don't know, like an inch down from the part to about the midsection of the hair. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on, hopefully I don't get it on my dog. And you kind of rub it in, try not to inhale it. Then I'm gonna take this teasing brush situation. I really like any teasing brush or comb that has a bunch of different layers across and also within it. Like, so you can see there's like different layers of bristles. Once again, I'll have it down in the description for you if you're looking for it. This is the best thing ever for teasing. I usually just take a piece of it and just start going to town. So what I do is, if you haven't teased your hair before, what I like to do is I go up into the hair. Well, that was a little rough. So I like go up and then push in. So I go up and in, up and in, up and in, up and in, and you get this whole padding situation here. And by the way, I like to do this as I am curling my hair. Some of you might be like, why aren't you doing that last? If I tease my hair at the end, which is something I actually used to do, it actually brushes out a lot of my curl. So I just go ahead and get it over with. It seems to work for me. And look at the volume. So let's do the other side once again. And I can't see the back of my head. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, and then I just go through and get a good little padding going on. You can add as much or as little as you want. So for me, I just do enough back combing to where I still look like I have hair down here. Like, the more you back comb, the more hair you lose down here. So you don't want to back comb too much, in my opinion, but do you, okay? Like, you know, make this your own for sure. At this point too, after you back comb, you can put in your extensions. At this point is when I would do it. So I back comb my hair and then I would put in my extensions so they have something to hook onto. And then I go in with my curling iron and I'm gonna separate these two. Take about 1-ish, I don't know, is that 1-inch sections? I don't know, who am I? A hairstylist? I'm gonna go in with my wand. Oops, it's not even on. This once again is gonna depend on how thick or thin your hair is. So for me, I'm splitting it into about 1-inch sections. I can actually show you the difference. Let's go in. What I do is I take my wand and I hold it upside down like this, and you can wear a glove. It came with the glove, but I'm living on the edge. I want this to wrap away from my face is how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to stick the iron behind the hair and wrap the hair around. I need to look in this mirror. Yep. And I like to leave my end out because I like to, hello, I like to have straight ends because I kind of think it gives it a little bit of that messy, edgy vibe. All right, so this is what it looks like with this whole section curled. But when I take two sections, what I like about it is I can get closer to the root. So the curl, well, I can get up here closer. So before I was like down here, I can get closer, roll it up, and get in there. And I hold it for, I don't know, as long as I can wait. 10 seconds, but I probably count to 10. But see how it kind of has more of that curl up here. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna go ahead and do this one because actually I like that the two curls look different. It's gonna add to that kind of piecey look. If you're concerned about how poofy this looks, you're not gonna see it. That's gonna be completely covered. I'm not too concerned about it. So with this one, because there's not a lot of hair down here, it's like thin, I'm gonna go ahead and just curl this entire section. I roll the iron too, like once I get it looped around, I roll the iron a little bit higher towards the root and then wrap the hair around. And then I'm wearing a choker today, so I have a neck guard in case I decide to burn myself today. No. What is that black thing on my face? Oh, what is that? First section is done. If your curls fall a lot really easily, like you can go ahead and spray it at this point if you want to give it a little something. And I like the L'Oreal Elnet hairspray because this stuff you can get at the drugstore. It still looks like hair. It feels like hair. You can even brush through it and it's not crispy at all. It has really great hold. This is the extra strong hold. It smells like grandma perfume or something. It's so strong and terrible, but it's so worth it. Okay, so from there, take your hairspray and I would spray upwards, like an upwards direction. I wouldn't spray down because that's gonna add more weight to your hair. At least in theory, that's how I feel about it. And then that helps. I'm gonna go into section number 2, which I'm gonna make it like above the ear. I'm just gonna cut across there. The other side too. Once again, I'm gonna go with my Big Sexy Hair Powder Play. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to put this on my hair. Whoa, sorry, Neens. Get it away from my dog. And then you just kind of like rough it up, get it in there, mix it in, putting this in there. And you can just feel the difference. It just feels like it has an extra something in it. Just gives it like this texture for your teasing comb to grab onto. Once again, I'm gonna go up and in. Like once you get the hang of it, you can go quick. And just get a little cushion there. And then back here. Woo! All right, so then the other side, back combing, grab this piece and tease it. I can't see the back, so I just kind of grab it and just make it work. And then you can smooth it down a little bit if you want. So at this point, once again, if you're wearing extensions, you can put in your extensions here. All right, so I'm gonna start from the back and I'm going to actually switch directions and I'm gonna roll this one actually forwards towards the face. And I like to do this sometimes because when you roll it all in the same direction, it can look more like a uniform wave. When I mix up the direction, you get more of that, the variation in waves. So anyways, next one, I'm gonna roll this one. Let's roll this one forward. All right, so since this big section here is right next to my face, I'm going to wrap this away from the face. So I'm gonna take my curling iron or my wand and then wrap away from the face and rolling it up kind of close up to that root area and then wrapping the rest around. So I'm taking the back section, I'm gonna roll it towards the face. Let it go. I'm gonna take another section. All right, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna play some music and fast forward through this so you can just watch it. All right, so then my last part I'm gonna do, take this whole section and let it out. So find your part and get your part ready wherever it is. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on one side. Let's start here. Split it in half And then flip this side over. So I'm gonna put my powder on my hair. Rub it in real good. Then I'm gonna go in with my teasing brush. Take half of it, I'll just take the back area and go to town. This part is the worst part I've ever seen in my whole life, but that's all right, we'll survive it. All right, so then I'm gonna start from the back once again. So I'm gonna roll the hair. Let's do towards. I usually just try to alternate. So I'm doing this one away. I try to get close to the, or as close to the scalp as I can to get that volume there. And don't worry about the back combing. If you're like, do I curl over it? I do. I don't care. No big deal. Just going right into it and it's fine. I've never had problems with it. I'm taking kind of small sections here. So that area is going to be really curly. And you know what? I'm just going to leave the front section here out and not curl it yet. And wait until I do this section here so that way I can curl it all together and get one uniform wave going. So, all right, now that I have this part, the worst part I've ever seen in my whole life, already over on the other side, I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle this stuff on it. So, and rub it in real good. Line my part. What I like to do with the top part, like with the last section, is I kind of like to do diagonal parts. So I kind of take it, see if I can't look in the mirror and do this, because it is impossible looking in this. I don't know how people look in their monitor and do this stuff. Okay, yeah. See how this part is more diagonal? See it, see it, see it? So yeah, then just going in and back combing the bottom. It's like underneath and giving that some, but I'm not digging in too much. So it's just the bottom layer. Well, I guess. Okay, then same thing, I just go in at a diagonal. Let's see, and go in and give it a little something. All right, so what am I doing? I'm trying not to burn down my house is what I'm doing. So I kind of just leave this last section. Maybe I'll do a little back combing, but I mainly leave it out because when you do back combing in these front sections here, you can just see it. It looks like a hot mess. Anyways, it's already kind of looking like that here, as you can see. So what I do is I take my little brush and I smooth it out. Just gently smooth out the area on the top. There you go. Also, I might as well go in the back and just make sure it's not split in half and just do a little bit of something. I'm trying to give myself some hair, okay, people? All right, well, I'm gonna go in towards the back. I'm gonna start in the back and I'm gonna roll away from the base first. I thought I broke off that whole piece of hair for just a second. Didn't sound good. So once I get in the front, what I like to do is take this whole section here in the front of the face, and I like to wrap this whole section together. I take my, what do you call this? Wand. My wand, how did I forget? And then I kind of just hold it out and see where I like would want it to curl. So then I take my wand and then I just like wrap it like so, all of that hair there. And then just let it do its thing. And then that whole area is curled together. Okay, next side, we're going to flip over the section we still have left. Once again, divide it in half. I'm gonna go ahead and put my powder play on it and rub it in real good. We're gonna tease it. Whew, this is a workout, y'all. All right. So then we're gonna go through and we're gonna curl it. So where this part is still over on the other side, I'm gonna put my powder there, flip it, and we're gonna tease it. Whew. Girl's sweating. All right, then we're gonna smooth it, and then we're gonna curl it. All right, then I'm gonna take the last piece like we did before. I'm gonna take this whole section and I'm going to wrap it around the iron wand. How? Okay, there's that. We are so fluffed and stuffed bombshell curl situation, and we're wanting this to be more of a piecey, wavy situation. I know we're not there yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let those curls cool a little bit, and maybe, should I spray them a little? Let's spray them a little. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal L-Net so I can show you how I spray up. And what I do is I kind of take my curls, I hold them up, and then I take my spray bottle like this with the nozzle up and kind of just spray up. God, it smells like total, I don't know, like that cheap perfume at Walgreens. What was it called? Like Little Black Dress or something. Sounds like something from a Danielle Steele book. I'm gonna go ahead, they're cool enough. I'm gonna go ahead and start, first of all, we're gonna smooth out some of this back combing on top. And if you're worried about brushing out your back combing, you're like, that's just so much, what's gonna happen? Does it damage your hair? I just brush it out as much as I can before I get in the shower with the Tangle Teaser and this, and get as much out as I can, and then use a bunch of conditioner. All right, so I'm just gonna gently, with the brush is what I'm doing, just gently brush out the curls over the top of the surface. Just brush out the curls a little bit. And then I'm also gonna go through it with my hands and kind of brush out the curls with my hands. Just kind of do this. So this is actually doing a really good job with the larger barrel of, you know, kind of relaxing the curl and making it more of a wave. All right, so I'm just kind of running my fingers through my hair and a brush through my hair until I can get, like, relax that curl and get more of a wave. This side is looking a little bit more curly. So then to get the piecey look, what I like to do is use some sculpting clay. This one is from Verb. It is the Flexible Hold Subtle Shine sculpting clay. I've had this one for a while, so it is currently shrinking up in the packaging. It looks kind of like a clay, like a clay cream mix kind of thing. And it's hard, you can see, it's like hard. So you kind of got to dig your finger in there. So I get a little bit on there, not a lot, just a little, something like that, like just a little. And I take it and I rub my fingers together like this, even maybe together like this. And then I go through and I kind of just go and pick out little pieces and just do this with it. Like, so I kind of run them between my fingers, and you can take big pieces, you can take smaller pieces, and just take your thing and just kind of run it through. The more layers and texture you have in your hair, the better this looks, honestly. Pull pieces out, and especially at the ends, I wouldn't do it too far up on the root. I would keep that where it's at, and then work on the ends. All right, so this is where we're at right now. So I brought a hat so I can show you what it looks like for my witchy hat, like so. So this is kind of my day one with the curled hair. So it's a little bit prettier, a little bit, you know, not fancier, but kind of. For the more piecey, grungy, like almost look just like disheveled hair. So what I do to get that is I will put my hair up in a messy bun, and just like a super relaxed bun. And you can either wear it like that for a couple of hours, or what I do is I sleep with my hair like that. If you have naturally curly hair or bangs or baby hairs, you could wear a scarf around your head to protect that area so it doesn't get frizzy, or your bangs don't go all over the place or whatever. Or you can just, wet your bangs in the morning and figure that out. But what I do is I just put my hair on top of my head in a messy bun, and before you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot sleep with my hair like that, it would give me the biggest headache. So all that back combing we did, that really helps prevent a lot of tension, like it from pulling on the scalp or hurting or anything like that. It almost gives it like a pillow, so the weight of your hair just doesn't feel as heavy. Also with hair ties, I try not to wear anything that is too tight. So I try to make sure it's flexible. So even if it is a wider band than this, I make sure it's really flexible and has enough room for all my hair. Some of you might look at this and be like, girl, there's no way that little tiny thing can hold all of my hair. But like I said, the back combing holds up the hair for the most part. It's doing most of the work, not the hair tie. So that's why I even recommend it. But with the back combing, it should help. If you don't believe me, try it and see if it works. Also like a scrunchie, anything like that, that's not gonna be as hard on the hair. So what I do is I just flip my hair over like so, push it forward. I have a whole messy bun tutorial if you want to see a whole thing on it. If you really want like a real messy bun, but this is just what I do. I just kind of pull it through halfway and then turn, like twist it and then wrap it. I have a whole tutorial on it, like I said, but I just kind of quickly do this. And the important part is to loosen the area, like the scalp area, to loosen the hair there. You kind of end up feeling like George Washington a little bit, and then I just like pull out some of the hairs, and this maybe it pulled out a little too much on this side, but that's all right. Pull out some of my baby hairs. Oh wait, really quick. I put the bun on top of my head, so I don't put it back here on the head. Once again, that's where the tension can happen, and it will pull the weight back here. So I put it on top of the head where it's like flat on top of the head. So I'm gonna come back here tomorrow afternoon after I get ready. I'm gonna take down this messy bun and we're gonna see where my hair is at. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, hey everyone, I am back. This is the next day. I did the same makeup look to kind of make the cover shot of this video and intro more cohesive. Anyways, this is what my hair looks like after a night of sleeping. I haven't touched my hair. I haven't unraveled it. I don't know what it looks like. So we're gonna do that right now so we can get a good look at it. Do I have any brushes in here? I guess I only have the brush I used yesterday. All right, let's get a good look at this. Oh, this is gonna be... Ooh, we got some volume. And oh, now I gotta move this down because our bun isn't taking up a large part of the frame. Okay, so normally what I do is just kind of what I'm doing right now, kind of just shake it out, get the curls all, see what I'm working with a little bit, just kind of messing up the hair, shaking out the curls. I really try not to brush it too much because I like that piecey kind of disheveled look, but I do have areas like, hi, this kind of stuff in the back that needs some work. Sometimes I don't even mess with that. Sometimes I just am not gonna brush my hair at all. So, but I'm gonna go through and kind of just try to smooth it out a little bit. Just touching up the root area or anywhere where I can see the back combing coming through, because I want to keep this down here looking piecey and kind of grungy and or witchy or whatever your aesthetic is, but it just gives it, I don't know, sleeping in it overnight. We had some of the sculpting clay in there. We have the back combing in there, and it just gives a whole other vibe. Okay, and then if you want to, like let's say you're noticing that your roots are looking a little bit oily. My hair is literally the Sahara Desert, so we're all right in that department, but just because this is the Amica Perk Up Dry Shampoo, smells really good. You can just spray some on, come on, what are we doing? Oh, that was a little intense. Just spray some on the root area and then work it in there. And sometimes, like, you know, if it's a couple days into it, even if my roots aren't looking oily, I'll use some dry shampoo just to freshen up the smell, because no one wants, you know, that smelly hair. Maybe you do. Do you, like I said? And then for the ends, I've got this Kenra Dry Texture Spray. This stuff is the bomb. And you can just add a little bit more texture to it, to your waves, to give it even more of that kind of messy look. All right, let's get some shine going. This is the Bedhead Head Rush Shine Spray. This stuff, this has been my favorite since my first job. I've worked at beauty brands, which I don't know if they're all over the place, but it's kind of like Ulta basically. I've used this ever since then, and it adds just a little bit of shine. And I just sprayed at the ends, not at the root area. I just put a little bit, not a whole lot, maybe a little more. I'm running out. We got a little shine in there. Oh, I was gonna put on my hat. That's what I was gonna do. Just can't see myself without a hat anymore, really. So yeah, this is the full on look with the PC kind of disheveled, witchy or grungy or insert whatever you want to call it here type of wavy curl situation. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up, say hey Google hey down in the comments because you know I love talking to you. Also, let me know in the comments if you have any questions over anything. Also, hashtag Jade the Libra over on Instagram. I'd love to see if you recreate this hairstyle, and I'd love to see your witchy waves in action. So totally do that if you feel like it, of course. I'll have all the products and everything that I used, including hair ties and curling irons and product and all that kind of stuff down in the description box for you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.